National Football League.
Visiting sideline, Super Bowl champ John Harbaugh, head coach of the Ravens since 2008. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His guys come in off what he described as a strong week of practice, looking to put one in the win column in front of these home fans. It's been a wild opening weekend to this point. Who knows what is in store tonight? As off we go for the Sunday night opener. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so that's whistled dead, and the ball gets placed at the 40-yard line.
Automatic first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this ball.
You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
Play action now, and here's Allen. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
So, Mike, you find yourself in some of these inclement weather games, whether it's rain or snow, really the challenge falls on the defensive side. They're usually more in a reactionary position where they got to change directions and they got to react to the plays and the movement of the offense. So what you want to do in these bad games is keep the ball underneath, tackle well in space, and say, okay, offense, snap that slippery ball one more time, throw it one more time. Just make them go the long way. Don't get them off the hook by giving them a one-play score.
4th down, and Jake Camarda on to punt for Buffalo. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
They have a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
They'll try and run for this with Henry.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A gain of a yard. It's now 4th down.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Try to get him to jump. Did not work. Good job by the defense to stay disciplined. It's a delay again. On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. This fielded inside the 35. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs. But once again, ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing to get them to the big game this time?
Well, I mean, we'd probably start with they need Patrick Mahomes to retire. And, you know, but in all seriousness, Mike, I think when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, it's one of those things where they just happen to exist in a generationally great team in the Kansas City Chiefs. And one of the greatest players we've seen in the last 25 years at quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So they just need, as hard as it is, they just need to continue to chip away. Just continue to go. They can't make Kansas City the boogeyman because all of a sudden now that starts to get into your head. Continue to win. Continue to win the division. Continue to get home playoff games. And if they keep knocking at the door, eventually they're going to get over that hump because Josh Allen and this roster, they're a Super Bowl contending team. They just got to find a way to get over the hump in the game that matters.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun. Throw here for Allen. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Buffalo. With Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, like it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Following the touchdown, pass is back to kick it off. Dejounte Wester now to return it. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
The Ravens take over.
So on come the Ravens. And Greg, what a story again last year. 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL. But it's the stories we're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo, Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the draw.
Oh, there's no question. I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around and you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles. If we were living in a non-Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, maybe teams would look at us a little bit different than they do, but they just need to continue to stay the course. Lamar Jackson, one of the best players, regardless of position, in the entire league, multiple-time MVP winner, so they have a Super Bowl roster. Let's not make no mistake about it. They need to just continue to hold serve in the regular season, continue to play for division titles, get as many home playoff games as possible, so when the money's on the line and trips to Super Bowl on the line, they need these games to come through Baltimore.
4th down. Jackson. Now he'll work his way out right. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's out of bounds down inside the 35. They get 18 yards on 4th down and a fresh set of downs. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The shotgun, here's Jackson. Forced to his right. He'll take off again. Jackson, so nimble. He's got the 1st down and wisely gives himself up to the end.
And the Raven 1st down.
Now, faking the give. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A 6-yard pickup.
Here comes 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 7-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. Scrambling to his left.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
On third down, here's a run by Henry. And they're going to get him down close to the marker. Was he able to reach the ball out? He did it. Great spot and a great run. First down, first and goal. To the goal line and in. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Ravens. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Now Jackson and the Ravens will try to tack on 2 more.
The Ravens will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Here comes the blitz as he looked over on him in a flash, and he lost the football. The Bills have got it. Inside the 40, to the 20. And he's going to take this all the way back. It's a fumble return for 2 points for the defense. Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. Wow! And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. That's taken in by Shakir. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
13 yards on the play. And the Bills.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
And no place to go. He's taken down behind the line.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Here's Jake Camarda now. He'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. This brought in out past the 20. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that one.
Second down, Jackson. football incomplete over the middle. DeAndre Hopkins was the intended target for that one. And it'll be third down. Now Jackson. And his left side and caught by Flowers. So one quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. The Bills with the early advantage. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 1st and 10. They'll try and run right on the option. They'll pitch it out here to Henry. And he's out of bounds after a pickup of 3.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
And he'll get forward for about a yard. Shaq Thompson comes up with the tackle. Third down, they need 5. Lamar, good work from the pistol. Open man is beaten. He's got him. It's a gain of 10 yards. First down, Baltimore.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Ravens.
Jackson out of the pistol. That one caught for Dante Wester. And he's out of bounds on the pass play, but that's good for 8 yards.
An 8-yard gain.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and a yard. On the handoff, it's Henry. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 4 yards. First down, Baltimore.
They'll run it over center with Mitchell. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Jackson now on second down. Over on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Forced out wide. He'll try to run for it.
Lamar Jackson scrambles from the pocket.
And that's a pretty good effort here on third and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short in the first down.
He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Ravens draw even as they tie. So, the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. On the return, this is strong. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staff, trying to kind of get themselves on the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organization.
Absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Grable and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term. And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Look it up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for and taken successfully. The Ravens offense ready for this next possession. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
When you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you, because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the one year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to that defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Bills offense headed back to take over once more. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchdown. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, but just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you got the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't got to stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come over.
And the Raven first down.
A first down throw for Jackson. He's got his big target. That's Isaiah Likely. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard
It's a
line.
gain of 10. First down, Ravens.
Jackson up top again. He'll look underneath for Henry.
I think the days where quarterbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle. Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a...
Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack. That might take them out of field goal range.
It's always easy to sit here after the result of the play, Mike, and second guess coulda, woulda, shoulda. But the offensive play caller, I can guarantee you, is thinking, all right, I might have made that a little bit too complicated. Just run that thing up the old briar patch, pick up a couple inches, and let's get a fresh set of downs.
Oh, that is terrific. Out of bounds, inside the 5-yard line. Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break. As we send you back out to the broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Rain only intensifying now as the teams have come back out. This figures to be a wet and wild second half to come. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
The Ravens take over.
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Jackson now to throw on first down, working his way out left.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Jackson gonna keep it himself.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Third and short, Jackson. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Isaiah Likely. And now it's fourth down.
So prior to that third down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation at that down and distance. They had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up fourth down.
The Bills offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. You know, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top line for you as we start 2025?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals, and you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player on the team. He was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They may not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were high profile.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
To the air on second down. Here's Allen. That is intercepted. Picked off by Nate Wiggins. And a nice return there. He is out of bounds right at midfield.
Look, I think any time, Mike, you find yourself all tied up in the second half of the ballgame, it's all hands on deck. Both teams are trying to find a way. How can I separate? How can we give our side a clear advantage? That pick right there, killing that first series of this second half, that seems like one of those separators to me. Now, this offense, as they take the field, they have to capitalize and come away with points.
The Ravens offense back onto the field for their next possession. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones. Right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Devontae Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Devontae Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing.
It's always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. The RPO, that one is complete. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up second down.
Off the play fake, Jackson. That's hauled in at the 2. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be first and goal. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown Baltimore.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and it's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
The PAT, up and good. And the Ravens will go up by 7.
Bills 9.
Scott banks the rain. Might not be as heavy as it was earlier. It's still coming down as we get set for this second half. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Bills offense ready to take over once again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll start on the ground with Cook. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5. From the 34-yard line, here's second and 5. Now a designed run. It's Allen. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain one additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
Here's a screen set up for Kincaid. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up fourth down.
Formation for the Bills.
Fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Going to go right back to Henry. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
Looked like that might have been a RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
And Aaron Knight could even sniff the 1st down line there. They'll get 5 yards, but it'll bring up a 4th down.
3 and out. 4th down. Jordan Stout in punt.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Ravens sending the punt team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. The fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Allen. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
That's good for Bills. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Cook. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd
Last
and
play
12
went the wrong way. It
at the
sets up 2nd and long.
line.
It's 2nd down and 12. Out of the gun, here's Allen. Picked off by their rookie linebackers. And the Ravens have excellent field position as they take over right at midfield.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. Now a toss, running left, it's Henry. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Here's Jackson. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Jackson now. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down.
And on that 3rd down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and Now brings up fourth down.
Fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Bills offense ready to take over once more. They'll start out first down and 10. From the gun, here is Allen. Off he goes.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
From the 33, here's second down and 7. Looking to throw, it's Allen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back.
Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
The Bills bringing on the punt team. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with first and 10. On the give, here's Henry. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on that while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
And the pistol, Jackson ready. This one complete to Bateman. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens first down. Good running. Gets him to about the 44.
And defensively, these are the opportunities, Mike, at this stage in the game you just can't miss. It's a close game. Fourth quarter, you find yourself trailing. You've got to be able to come up in that spot and force a stop. Instead, now the offense can drain even more time off the clock with a fresh.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Ravens. That his second touchdown now here in the season opener. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Makes the score Ravens 23, Bills 9.
Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, this is Strong. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Bills offense getting set to get back to work. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with first and 10. Allen going to make the read and hold on here. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's second down.
At the 43-yard line. Brings up second down.
Here's Allen. They'll set up the screen to Cook. This one going to be sniffed out. Blown up in the backfield.
James Cook.
Here comes 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd down and 6.
From the gun, Josh Allen. He'll try and get there on the ground. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
And the Bills, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 4.
A 5-yard gain brings up 2nd down at the
Moore
Ravens'
going in motion.
44-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's out. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
He'll try and run here with Cook. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a 1st down.
For a Bills, 1st down.
Once again, it's Cook. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
Down at the 37-yard line. Brings
Moore
up
going in
2nd
motion.
down.
Allen now on 2nd down. Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete. They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down.
8 yards to go.
From the gun, it's Allen. Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because, Nick, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He's going to ball comes out. And this will be recovered by the offense. So no run back at least, but it'll still wind up a turnover on down.
Now, obviously, there's never a...
And now Sean McDermott will throw the challenge flag. So a great challenge there. Replay confirms knocked down before the ball comes out. It's a fumble and a turnover. On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Again, right up the middle to Henry. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. They'll go again here with Henry. And that's not going to work either. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It's going to bring up 4th down. Oh, and he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. This is 1st and 10. A run with Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. They'll come up now for 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
They'll drop to throw. Pass complete right side to Kincaid. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up
From the gun. Throw here for Allen. He'll tuck it and take off. Now a timeout, Buffalo. Their 2nd And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
And the Bills, first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. And this time the rush gets home. And down he goes. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Now, on second and long. Allen will throw. He'll find his running back, Cook. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Brings up third and 8.
Here's Allen to throw. He'll try to run for it. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. One of the Ravens has it.
Don't you just love when you get a chance to see the big guys run with the ball? It takes them back to their glory days. Every one of these guys at some point when they were younger was a running back. And they might not get the ball a lot, but when they do, they try to take advantage of it. He was able to come back for a big return. Doesn't get 6, but I think it's going to take him a minute there on the sideline to catch his breath.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a
Previous
replay.
play is under
So they might
review.
be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play,
So
ruling
that
on the
one
field is
overturned.
reversed.
They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Here's Allen now on first and 10. That's over the middle to his tight end, Kincaid. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Second and 1 at the 16.
There's the spike. It comes with 15 seconds on the clock. A big play in the game now. Third down and 1. Allen. He pulls it in around the 5. And the Bills are going to have a first and goal coming up. They find a way to convert on third and 1.
First down.
He's got it at the 3. And he'll be brought down there. And that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.